Stephen. Today I'm going to do Fermat question 25. In this past week, the result of Fermat came in and I got 150 out of 150 in it. Hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe my channel.
So the question 25 is, three real numbers x, y, z are chosen randomly and independently of each other, between 0 and 1 inclusive. It is asking you what is the probability of each of x minus y and x minus z is greater than negative a half and less than a half. Let's get into the solution now. So let's consider only two of the variables x and y. And we want to find out the possibility of x minus y is greater than negative a half and less than a half. So we could draw this diagram. So as we can see in this diagram, x would be the x coordinate, which is the first number in the pair of the number, and y would be the y coordinate, which is the second number in the pair. So the red region will be the region that x minus y is greater than negative a half and less than a half. So in this diagram, we can conclude that the probability of x minus y is greater than negative a half and less than a half is 3/4. So if we construct another diagram for variables x and z only, and x as the x value and z as the y value, then we'll have the exact same diagram as this. So let's consider this. If x is a fixed value, then let the probability of x minus 1 is greater than negative a half and less than a half be p. And the possibility of x minus z is greater than negative a half and less than a half will be also p. So the probability of x minus y and x minus z is greater than negative a half and less than a half will be p squared. So if we draw the diagram of probability of x minus y and x minus z is greater than negative a half and less than a half, for which x is less than a half, then we'll have a graph something like this. So the probability of x minus y is greater than negative a half and less than a half when x is less than a half would be p equals x plus a half. Now p squared would be x squared plus x plus a quarter. And the equation from point 0 a quarter to point a half and 1 would be x squared plus x plus a fourth. So the area of red region would be the region that we want. And the area of this red region would be the integral from 0 to a half of x squared plus x plus a quarter times dx, which equals to 1/3 times x cubed plus a half times x squared plus 1/4 times x from 0 to a half, which equals to 1/3 times a half cubed plus a half times a half squared plus a fourth times a half minus 1/3 times 0 cubed plus a half times 0 squared plus a fourth times 0. And this equals to 7/24. So for x is greater than 1/2, the area would be the same as the area for x is less than half. Then we can know that the probability of x minus y and x minus z is greater than negative a half and less than a half would be 7/24 times 2, which is 7/12. And so our answer is 7/12, which is answer B.
This Fermat question is quite tough. It requires some calculus knowledge to solve it. Hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe my channel.